Oh, okay. Back for part three of this question in guidebook one, self-defeating belief, and the fundamental principles of being. We're going through the question, how do my self-defeating beliefs affect my life and the lives of those around me? And I answered the question myself in section two. Now I'm going to move on to student number three's answer. Now, mind you, student number three, my female counterpart, is a woman who's very much emotionally based. Many of us come from a place of emotion and feeling. I come from more of a rational mind or analytical standpoint. So it's kind of a nice balance. It's like a yin and yang. You get the thought process, the head process, the analytical process with me, and she kind of covers the feeling-based aspect of the same thing. We all suffer from the same effects of the self-defeating belief, but the way that they manifest and the way that we experience them subjectively are very different, as you'll learn right now. So here's student number one's answer. Okay, I've created a bubble in which to live. Nothing gets in or out. Now, a bubble, and I can't speak for her, but when I read that, it kind of says that, the nature of the beliefs that she has have created an emotional sphere of influence around her, like a force field. And she feels certain things, and it's all about controlling the way that she feels. Because for her, and I know her on an intimate level, it's very important that she feels truth, that she feels safe, that she feels all sorts of things. So this bubble in which to live is a way for her to control her emotional state. And that's my opinion. I can't speak for her, of course. Nothing gets in or nothing gets out. I keep myself boxed in. The result of that is a real lack of feeling. There is a lack of passion and purpose at work. There is a lack of real intimacy or closeness with a man. I fail to take chances or to put myself out there out of fear of rejection or failure. So, and I cover this in the Imagine Fear, I think it's guidebook 6 on Imagine Fear. Behind every fear that we have, there's a fundamental belief that we uphold. So in her, let's see here, her fear of being rejected is a fundamental belief, possibly that she doesn't believe that she's worthy, and the fear of failure is a belief that she's not worthy of success. When positive things do enter, I go about the cycle of discarding it or acting out and pushing them away to force someone else's hand. So when things come into her sphere of influence that challenge her self-defeating beliefs, she sets forth to discard them. And I covered that in my answer, and it's kind of what she deals with too. Her language is very much different, but it's coming from a different place. It's more of an emotional-based place. I have no big dream or drive to do anything more than I am doing. To avoid the risk of being uncomfortable or risking change, I stay locked down. So, once again, uh, sounds like student number one is kind of imprisoned by her need to feel emotionally certain emotions. She has a need to feel certain emotions, and if she's not feeling those emotions, or to risk feeling rejection or abandonment or anything else, she just stays safe in this little world that she can control. I get it. I do the same thing. And enforcing someone else's hand would be like how I described in number one in my answer, that I basically set forth with my self-defeating beliefs, and I forced someone else to make the move to kill the relationship. But it was really my mind that killed it long before they ever walked away from it. I have no dream, let me see, it's a little like being on autopilot. I feel alone most of the time with no real support because I surround myself with people that need for me to be supported. I relate with the same thing. Basically those of us that have a fear of abandonment will maintain relationships with people that need us. They have to have, they on some level, they need us around, so that makes us feel safe, though unfulfilled, because we know that they, on some level, believe that they can't do something without us. So we basically create these unfulfilled relationships, but they're safe relationships, and it's kind of like this pseudo sort of interaction with humans, but it's not really fulfilling our fundamental needs because we're not looking at these people as equals. And they very well could be equals too, but it's the way that we structure the story within our mind in order to keep ourselves safe. I do not respect the book. Okay. As a result of this, I usually end up feeling like it's me against the world because nobody can do things the way that I can do them. Um, and that's also that's a self-defeating belief. People probably could show up for her the way that she believes she shows up for other people, but she won't give them the chance because surrendering control. It affects those around me by not giving them an opportunity to love or support me in the ways that they want to. I rob other people from their desire to give. I push people away. I play the push me, pull me game. I use people, make them feel for me, the whole time knowing that when I get it, I will throw it away. Meaning that when it gets too close and it gets too vulnerable and it becomes too much of a threat to what she believes she's worthy of, she's going to set forth to discard it because she has a need to be right more than she has a need to be happy too. I do not let people feel needed by me, which everyone likes to feel needed sometimes. I project fear onto my daughter. I project a certain survival mode onto her that she can't really count on anyone. Yeah, so that's basically student number one's answer. I don't want to do any more speaking for her, but I will say that it looks, and we were attracted, I spoke in video too, about a mirror point when people come together. The dominating thoughts in their minds magnetize like-minded individuals to them. And this guidebook, all these answers with myself coming from an analytical or rational standpoint and student number one coming from more of an emotional, feeling-based place, that's just the way in which this energy and these thoughts are expressed. That fundamentally, our thoughts that we hold in our mind, the dominating thoughts, attracted us, and we were a mirror point. And when we showed up in each other's lives, some other power began to operate on our behalf and afforded us the opportunity to not set forth to discard this opportunity, but to actually sit in a loving environment and actually look at it. And it was quite a profound experience. We went through about 500 questions in the course of 6 months, and now we're sitting in a situation where we get to actually set forth to create consciously a new existence. We're both people that bail on relationships because we believe we're not worthy of it. We're both people that have set forth to discard opportunities out of fear of being abandoned later. All this is just instinctual reaction. It's all instinctual control. They're all hallmark signs of unconscious creation. So we're going to continue to go through these the aspects of the unconscious character. Right now we're in the self-defeating belief mode in lesson number one. Thank you very much for listening today, and I'm just really grateful that these books came into existence because it's giving myself and those who are involved in this process an opportunity to do things differently and stop hurting ourselves. And that's all I have to say to you. Thank you very much.